Okay, so good morning, students. Now we are in the last part of your unit number 4, that is computer aided process planning. So before we go into process planning, let us understand what is a process planning. Okay, so process planning is concerned with determining the sequence of individual manufacturing operations needed to produce a given part for product. That means, say, for example, you have a product, say it's a plate with a central hole, okay, and then there are square grooves on the edges, okay. So if this is a kind of a product that you want to produce, so first thing you will need is you need to cut the plate, okay, of required dimension, of required dimension, okay. So you may have a plate of certain dimension, so you will first cut the plate. First thing is to cut the plate out of a bigger plate. So you have a plate, you will cut the plate, okay. So it may not be like this, it may be like you may have a plate like this. So you will cut it from, okay, say for example this is the plate you want to cut. So the plate may be a part of a bigger plate like this. So out of this you are going to cut this plate. Once this part is separated, then on this part you will perform the drilling operation. So if this is, then you will perform a drilling. So you will perform drilling. Okay. After performing drilling, you need to perform the grooving operations. So after this, then it will go into grooves. You have to perform these two grooves. Okay. So this is to be slotted. So you see, basically what I have done here is I have given you a sequence of operation. First is cutting operation. So you have to cut the machine, cut the plate, then it is drilling, then it is slotting. Okay. So when we have this sequence of operation for each and individual part, that is known as process planning. That is known as process planning. That is, you need to plan each set of operations. So you need to plan each set of operations for every every part or product, whatever you may call it. Okay. So this is the process planning. When this process planning is performed with the help of a computer, then it is known as computer aided process planning. Okay. Now you may say, sir, what is this? It is just a simple explanation for computer aided process planning. Yes, that is true, but the sequence of operation that is typically produced was earlier called as root sheet. Okay, so let us go to root sheet. What is a root sheet? So a root sheet is a typical sequence of operation, typical, or let me say that typical document, typical document which provides which provides the sequence of operation, sequence of operation is known as root sheet. But this root sheet was clerical work. Okay, mostly it was clerical work, and you see all this clerical work needs to be done on a sheet of paper. So if you have a set of operations that needs to be performed, you need to perform it in a set of sequence. So that sequence is to be operated. Okay. So now this all is a part of your work assembly or a individual part. Then you need to have the set of operations. You need to know the set of machine tools that are going to be required. Sorry, just a second. Okay, so as I was saying, so any process planning is related to these three main functions. So we have three main functions. We have three main functions. What are those three main functions? First one is planning the process. So first one is planning the process. So first is you have to plan the process. For example, if there is a set of sequence of operations that you need to process, you need to decide which process is to be done first. For example, in our earlier case, you may have done the slotting first, then you may have gone for a drilling. So you need to plan this, whether drilling is appropriate first or whether the slotting is appropriate first. This is dependent upon not only the part, but it is also dependent upon your process layout, as we were discussing in the last class regarding the group technology, where the process plan is also executed in the terms or sequence of your operations. Okay, so first thing is you need to plan the process. Okay, the second function is determining the cutting conditions. Determining the cutting conditions. Okay, so once you have finalized the product that this product is to be, have to finalize what should be the cutting condition, what should be the speed. Okay, so you need to, okay, you need to identify the material removal rate. Okay, all this should be finalized. Okay, once these are finalized, then you move on to the third function. The third function is setting the time standards. Setting the time standards. Okay, so what is a time standard? Time standard is once you see that this particular operation is to be performed, what should be the standard time for that particular operation? How much time should be required by the machine, the operator, for performing a single set of operation? Okay, this is to be identified and this is to be noted. Okay, so all these processes that we technically do or that we perform for manufacturing of a particular product or a part is known as the process planning. Okay, so if you see all this product, all these planning or all this process is dependent upon the set of decisions that need to be taken, and all these set of decisions are identical and are repeated over and over again. Okay, so these decisions are to be processed with the help of a computer. So when repeated repeated decisions sorry, repeated decision is to be taken is to be taken over and over again, then then can be executed with the help of a computer program. Okay, so we see that there are basically two types of process planning. That is, first is called traditional traditional process planning. So in traditional process planning, so there are variation in the level of details found in the route sheets among the different companies and industries. Okay, so each and every industry will have their different route sheet. For example, a route sheet may also contain the time for particular product, uh, total elapsed time for that particular product. It may also contain the products surface finish. It may also contain the type of machine it is going to be processed. So all these data may be provided. Okay, the process planning is accomplished by releasing the part print. Okay, so every part print is to be provided in the production shop. Okay, which is to make the drawing, and then a detailed steps is to be written. Okay, this is the traditional process planning. So we have this manufacturing engineer who is responsible for giving the design in the sorry. So this manufacturing engineer is responsible for giving the or identifying the set of sequence of operation based on the drawing being provided by the design engineer. So a design engineer will provide a design. That design is to be analyzed by a manufacturing engineer. He will tell us which are the products, which are the processes that needs to be processed on the part or the raw material to convert it into a finished product. So this sequence of operation is being written. Okay, now so now there can be different routines for a simple or a single part. Okay, for example, there is an expander sleeve which requires almost 42 different type of routines developed for almost 64 different sizes and styles, with each having its own part number and its own routine. Okay, so all these 42 routines that we have to develop it. Okay, and which may be using certain set of sequence of operation with certain set of machines. So machines may also be repeated. For example, a CNC machine may be like there are 8 or 9 CNC machines. So all these machines will be used again and again, and they may have been used for the process for planning of a particular process. Okay, but now what is the optimal method of production that needs to be identified in this traditional process planning? Okay, now then there is second type of process planning which is known as automated process planning, or in other terms we call it computer aided process planning. In this type of process planning, all the operations which are to be processed by a manual person or a person will be captured by a logic and will be taken by a judgment, and then the decision will be finalized. So if a part is there which needs to be processed either on the milling machine first or the lathe machine first, can be identified by their machining time. So if you have a product which needs to be processed on a lathe machine and on a milling machine, then depending upon its time required for that particular process needs to be judged, and that judgment is to be put into a computer program. Then this computer program will identify the sequence of operation for that particular product. Okay, depending upon its functions also. Okay, so there can be different functions, like if you want to create a ball, that cannot be created with the help of a single component. It needs to be created into two parts and then it needs to be assembled together. Okay, so this, you cannot create a hollow sphere na? So to create a hollow sphere you need to convert it into two different parts, then it can be compiled together or joined together. Okay, so this is to be identified. So a computer aided process planning system offers the potential to reduce the routine clerical work of manufacturing engineers. Okay, so when we talk of computer aided process planning, it is not needed to take the decision, but it is to reduce the clerical work. Okay, though it is taking a decision at the end of the day, but that decision is to reduce the time. So decision is based on the previous learning of that particular machine. Okay, so we know that this type of product will require this time that needs to be taken into care. Okay, so the other benefit of using it is it provides the opportunity to generate production routine which are rational, consistent, and perhaps even optimal. Okay, so I think somebody's mic is on. Please check. Okay, so as I was saying, there we need to have a rational, consistent, and optimal type of a design. Okay, now let us see what are the different types of process planning. So two alternative approach. There are two alternative approach. First one is called retrieval type. Sorry. It is TRIEVAL. Retrieval type CAPP. Okay, retrieval type CAPP system. The second one is called generative type. Okay, So in retrieval type of system, retrieval type CAPP uses GT as the foundation for process planning. What does this mean? That means that in retrieval system, the parts classification, coding, and group technology is used for the bifurcation of the product. So in this part of approach, and in this approach, the parts are produced in the plant are grouped into families. Okay. So for example, there are like say 10 parts that are being produced. I'm just giving an example. Do not say that oh, there are only 10 parts manufactured in an industry. It may be a number of parts, but for example, let us say it's a small industry manufacturing 10 different types of parts. So these 10 parts based on their classification, depending upon their attributes, classification on attributes, are divided into or classified into or two groups or two part families. So what a retrieval type of a CAPP will do, will take these two different types or two part families, and will create two set of operations or two sequence for these two part families. Okay, and this type of set of operations is known as standard process plan. Okay, now do not get confused that sir whether it will be only two set of plans. No, for that particular industry, for this particular industry which is having two part of class families or two part class families, for that two part class families, each part family will have a certain set of process plan. That set of process plan or that process plan is standard for that particular part family. Now you may see that in this particular part family there may be 5 or 4 different types of parts, but these 5 or 4 parts, depending upon their attributes, are being classified into this particular family, and thus this can be used for same set of operations. Okay, now the standard process plan is stored in a computer file and then retrieved for new work parts in which the uh, for new work parts which belong to that particular family. So you create a part, that part is put into a part family, and then that part family will have a standard machine routine. That machine routine will be used. Who's this, Dinesh? I request all the students, please, while joining, please mute yourself. Okay. People just keep on joining and leaving the class, and then you switch on your mics and not even bothered about what is being disturbed to the class. And even after several reminders, there are people who have joined by their names and they have not joined by their uh, what is it called, roll numbers. Okay, so it is requested to all the students to please join through roll numbers. Who is this 311? 18311? Please do not use annotate, otherwise it will be a problem for us. Okay, anyhow, so if I try and draw the retrieval system, so a retrieval system or the information flow in a retrieval system or type of your retrieval type of a process planning system may look somewhat like this. I'll just try and draw the diagram. So there is first you have part code. So user, I think it is not visible. So let me draw it clearly. User enters part code number. Okay, then it will be searched in the part family. So there will be a part family search. What is this part family search? This will search that this particular component belongs to which part family. And where will it be searched? It will be searched in the part family mixture or matrix file. Okay, so this will be a, or you can say that it's a part family database. So it's a part family matrix file. So from this, if the part is searched, okay, so first you will enter this to the part family search, then part family search will put it into part family matrix, then part family matrix will reply the part family type. Then that part family will be having a certain set of standard sequence. So as I was saying that for a particular set of sequence, a particular part family, there will be a standard machining routine retrieval. Okay, so there will be a standard machining. Now this standard machining will not come from any your it is to be stored first. So it will be stored in some matrix file which is part routine families. Okay, so we will have one more database here which is machine routine file. Machine routine file. So once the user entered the part code, that will be searched in the part family, then that part family will be part family search will be giving it to the part family matrix. Part family matrix will search it and will return you the exact part file. Okay, then that particular part file will be passed on to the standard machine retrieval. So then retrieval means that needs to be retrieved from the file system. So again there will be a file system, that is machine routine file. In this you will have an arrows in the two direction. You can see here the arrow is only one direction, but here it is two direction, here it is again one direction, here again it is two direction. That is, some information is passed from this part to this, then again some information is being retrieved. After the retrieval of the system or the file, then it is being passed to standard operation retrieval edit. Okay, that is, you will have a data file, then you will see whether that particular data file have certain set of instructions. So we have standard operation retrieval edit, retrieval and as well as edit. What does this mean? This means that then after getting the routine file, you will see the set of operation files. Okay, so there will be set of operation sequence file. Okay, so there will be certain set of operation sequence that you need to follow. Okay, So in that set of equations, you will see, like for example, if you have a part like this with a central drill, then there is one more part in which there is no drill. So there is one set of operation that needs not to be produced, that is drilling. Okay, so you may edit this. You may change that I do not want the drilling operation, and then it can be edited as well as it can be saved. So once it is saved, then you pass it on to the process planner formatter. Process planner formatter. So this will give you the formatted process plan, and then you will finally get a process plan. So you can see again here it will be one arrow. Then process plan you can use exactly as the process plan, or you may use it in the other operations, like you may take it for your database management, or you may for any other applications. So if there's any other application, then it can be used. Okay, so what is a retrieval system? In retrieval system, first you already have the certain set of equations or certain set of functions that is already present, that in the terms of your part family matrix file, machine routine file, and sequence operation file. So first you need to do is, say for any product, you will have a part code number. Okay, that particular part code number is fed into the part search family. Then part search family will search it in the part family matrix file. Then it will retrieve you the part family. Say for example, there can be, as I said, there can be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 type of part families. So in that particular part family, which type of part family or which part family the particular product belongs to, that will be told to you through this part family search. Okay, then after the part family is finalized or the part family is fixed, then you go into the standard machine retrieval system. Okay, so that's the name, retrieval type process planning system. There you already have the certain set of equations, you are just trying to retrieve it. Okay, so you get the standard routine file which is being stored in the standard machine routine filing system. Okay, then once you get the routine file, then you set the audit operation, whether the operation is to be edited or whether it is not to be edited. You have the certain set of sequence, whether it is to be followed or there is a change required in that particular operation. If there's no change, you will simply pass it to the process planner formatter. If there's any change, you will change it and you will transfer it to again to the operation sequence file. Okay, once it is being fed to the process planner formatter, then here the process planner formatter will format it in the sequence of operation and will provide all the necessary equations or all the necessary information that is. It includes the sequence of operation, it includes the planning of that particular process, it includes the standard time denoted for that particular process, as well as it also includes the cutting conditions of that machining process. So everything, all the three functions will be performed and will be saved in the process plan. Any doubts up to this point? Any doubts, students? It is very simple. Only three things you need to remember. First is this part family matrix. second is the routine machine routine file, and third is the operation sequence file. Okay, only with the help of these three files you just need to create this flowchart. First you need is the process part. Okay, so part code. Once the part code is known, then you can use the part family matrix file to search the part family. Once the part family is finalized, then you need the machine routine. Once the machine routine is finalized, then you need to know the sequence of operation. Say for example, on the drilling machine there can be two or three types of sequence of operation. Like first you will be drilling onto the first surface, you move on to the fixture, then move on to the next surface, or so on. So that whether it needs to be edited or whether it is fixed, or there is no change required. If there's no change required, you will process it to the process formatter, or if there's any change required, you will change the sequence and you will keep it a saved file in the file operation sequence file. Okay, any doubts? Any doubts, students? Okay, let me remind you people that this Saturday we are having reviews. I've got a few PPTs also, so I'll be going through it today or tomorrow, and if there's any change required, I'll let you know. Other than this, this Saturday we will be having the reviews, and I want you to be present for your review. Okay, do not. Okay, uh, any other doubts?
Sir,
Yeah,
sir, this is like review one, sir, this Saturday, or else final review.
this is like final review. Okay,
Okay,
because we do not have time this time, so we'll try to complete the final review itself.
okay,
Okay,
sir. Need to give all the presentation on the
sorry.
total presentation.
You need to give the
Need,
total presentation.
okay, okay, sir.
And if there are like three people or four people in a group, all the four must be present and all the four must give the presentation. Okay.
Okay, sir.
If anyone is missing, then that particular person will not receive the internal marks. Okay.
Sir, and seminar review will be like expected that.
Hello. It's audible.
Now it is audible.
Uh, so we'll try to take the this seminar session in the next week.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Hmm. Any other doubts? Okay, let us end this meeting then.